Hello everyone, this is John from Quilled and Twisted and welcome to our final part of this tutorial series. It's been a long week and everyone's worked so hard and I'm sure you're as excited as I am to reach the end and hold your completed project. So without further ado, let's get ahead and add some finishing touches. One of the best finishing touches you can add to really finish your piece off is to include some kind of prop. So just as a witch might hold a spell book or a broomstick, in this instance I think Belle should hold the enchanted rose as this is quite a significant object to her. So first off, I'm going to start with a small piece of wire to be the stem of the rose. I'm using wire that is 2mm in diameter, but feel free to use whatever size that you have in your stash, whichever you prefer. And I'm going to place a small blob of blue tack on the end because this makes it easier to hold. And then I'm going to take a suitable green glitter glue. This is the Stickles brand of glitter glue in the colour Pine. And I'm just going to completely cover the wire with it. And another positive for using this blue tack on the end is now I can stick the wire to the desk and it will be held upright while it dries. In the meantime, I'm going to add some gemstones to the dress for some added detail. I have these in 3mm diameter on the right and 2mm diameter on the left. So I'm going to start with the bigger gems. Now these are self-adhesive, but I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back just to keep it extra secure. And I'm going to place it in the very centre of the dress like so. Next I'm going to take these smaller 2mm gems and I'm going to glue one of them to each side of the bigger gem, just like this. Looking at the figure, I'm happy with the results I'm seeing so far, but when I look at the arms, as much as they look good and they'd be perfectly acceptable to have these as a style choice, I think I want to add some hands to it. So to make the hands, I'm going to take a single strip of the golden yellow quilling paper and I'm going to tear it in half. So I'm going to take this first half and I'm going to roll it into a tight coil. Once I have, I can remove it from the tool and allow it to expand to approximately twice its original size and then glue the end down. Next, I can pinch one end firmly to make a teardrop shape exactly as I demonstrated in part 1 of this series. And then I can apply some PVA glue like so, and then I can just press this into place. And there we have the first hand. Now ordinarily I'd make both hands in the same way, but Belle needs to be able to hold the rose that we're making, so here's how I'm going to go about that. So I'm going to take the second half of the golden yellow quilling paper that we tore before and roll it into a tight coil. Exactly the same as before, I'm going to let it expand to twice the original size and then glue the end down. But this next step is where things change. I'm going to take a pin, or you could use the tip of your slotted quilling tool, and I'm just going to push out the centre of the coil like so. And then I can take my precision scissors and I can cut off this extra piece. And then use the pin or the tip of your tool to push the flap of paper back inside the coil and flatten it into place. So this gives me a hollowed out coil or a ring, which I can place the stem of the rose in later on. But for now, I'm just going to take it and press my thumbnail in to create the gumdrop or half circle shape. Then I'm going to apply some glue to the indent and I'm going to press this on the arm of the figure like so. Once it sticks, you may wish to surround the join of these pieces with more glue, because this will dry clear and it won't be noticeable, but it will provide some extra support that could be needed for the hand. So while that's drying, I can go ahead and continue making the rose. Now, a quick search on YouTube will bring up many tutorials about how you can create quilling roses, such as this video clip here by Tadashi Mori. A link is in the description box if you're interested in checking that tutorial out. And while the results of this tutorial are beautiful, all of the roses that are produced just tend to be too big and use strips that are far too wide to be suitable for this project. So since I couldn't find anything online that would help me, I kind of came up with my own cheat method for this purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a strip of pink quilling paper and I'm going to tear it to be approximately 20 centimeters in length. Then I'm going to start with a couple of rotations to get the coil going. And then I'm going to flip the piece up and over like this to create a fold. And then I'm going to rotate the quilling tool until the strip is back at the starting angle. Let me show you that again. I'm going to flip the piece up and bring it over to create a fold, then rotate the quilling tool until we're back at the starting angle. Up, over to create a fold, rotate until we're back at the starting angle. So this method is not going to create the perfect looking rose that you'll get from other tutorials, but it will create the suggestion of a rose, and that's all we need when it's on such a small scale. So I'm going to repeat these folds until we get to the end of the strip, and then we can glue the end down like so. So now I can remove it from the tool and I'm just going to fill the inside with some glue like this. And then while holding my finger pressed to the top of the flower, I'm going to press it onto the wire stem. And then I'm going to allow this to dry completely, so place it back into the blue tack like before. So if I give you a bit of a close-up here, you can see that it's not perfect and even, but there's plenty of folds which creates the suggestion of the petals of the rose. So once dry, I can take my green glitter glue once again and fill it in any areas where the colour of the wire is still visible. Next, I can take a suitable pink colour. This is the thistle colour. And I'm just going to dab it lightly all over the head of the rose. I'm not covering it completely. You can still see the pink of the paper underneath, but this just adds some sparkle to give it more of that enchanted quality. So once I've finished applying all the glitter glue, I'm going to set that back into the blue tack and wait for the glitter to dry completely. So if I show you another close-up of this rose again now that it's dry, you'll notice that you can still see the paper under the glitter glue, and you'll notice that you can still see that some of the folds. It's not perfectly detailed, but for the scale and size that this rose is, it creates a perfect suggestion, and that's all anybody's going to see. So once it is dry, you can bring back your princess figure and carefully slot the rose into the hand like so. If it's a tight fit, such as mine is, it will stay there unsupported. However, if yours is a bit loose or you wish to make sure that it stays secure, you can apply some glue to the back of the rose head like so and press it firmly into the body. It might also help to apply more glue under the hand so that it will, once it's dry, it will provide some more support and keep that stem of the rose securely in place too. And now at long last, you can sit back and admire your completed paper quilled princess. You've worked so hard on this. So I'm delighted to tell you that you have reached the end of this tutorial. By now, if you followed along with all of the steps, you should have your finished princess in your hand. And if you do, you should be congratulating yourself on a job well done, because this isn't easy. This is quite tricky, a tricky thing to do. So if you've managed to complete this project, then a very big well done to you. I hope you had as much fun following along with this project as I had making it. If you did follow along and make this princess, or if you used the techniques to make your own project, please share that with me. Send it to me on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to see your creations. So let me know in the comments how you found this tutorial. Did it make things any easier for you? Also, feel free to leave me a comment or suggestion as to what project you might like to see in the future. I'm off now to get started on my next project for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate all of your love and support. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. And until next time guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!